of you who are mentors within the Met Police, or is it?
Yeah, no, we do. So as if you join the Metropolitan Police, even from the beginning, from the application process, we provide you with a budding scheme. We kind of help you with not help you with the application, kind of we guide you through what you need to do. Obviously, not everyone's language is English, so we do have people that speak other languages where English written work is not as confident. They're not as confident as if they were brought up here. So we look for people who speak a second language, which always helps. So yeah, no, definitely we kind of guide you as much as we can. We can't help you through the whole process, but we can guide you as much as we can. Yeah,
that's really wonderful that you can help people with other languages as well.
No, definitely.
How many languages are there that could be translated for people when they're getting their mentoring?
That's a very tricky question. Yeah. So we do, a lot of officers that we have employed at the moment speak a second language. I speak a second language. Naz, who's coming on, she speaks about 4 different languages. So yeah, we're always looking for people that speak a second language. Obviously, London is a diverse community, and we have people that speak Romanian to Urdu to Farsi. And it always helps. It just means that we're not calling someone else or a family, where you can have an officer on the borough that can actually speak the language and kind of communicate, and it kind of helps breaks that bond between the communities as well.
I do also have another question about we kind of covered this with mentoring, but what support is available aside from mentoring when you first join the Met?
So when you first join the Met, obviously you do have a buddy. However, with your class, you have a sergeant who's there within the learning and development program. So that person is also a point of contact. And within your borough that you're working in, you can actually speak to an officer from CID, or you can speak to an officer from TSG, a department that may use certain policing powers that you're not using yet or want to learn about. You can do attachments. Attachments mean, for me, I'd go to a response team and be there for a certain amount of time to develop my skills in certain places. There's professional development reviews, which is a PDR. It's consistent. We get that going every single year. It's about your aspirations, where you want to be, what skills you want to learn. It's a lot about career development within the Met.
Yeah, that's really wonderful, because that's ultimately where we want to end up, is the next step in our career. So it's really important that you're learning that from the start and developing that from the start, right? Yeah.
Of course, it's good.
Yeah, and moving on then to the roles themselves. I imagine there's lots of different roles within the police, but could you maybe tell us the difference between a PC and a PCSO, for example?
I'll let Naz do the PCSO, because she'll tell me off if I try to take her shot. Yeah, like PC is a broad term, because obviously when you come into policing, you're a PC, uniform constable, police constable, or you're a detective constable, which is non-uniform. We've all seen Luther, we understand what that's about. But as a PC, it's more the first contact with the public or victim or suspect. If something happens, i.e. a stabbing, we're there first. We respond to the call, the 999 call. We're taking the statements, the witness statements. We're doing everything, recovering the knife. We're getting scenes of crimes officers to go there. But then the detective is the secondary investigation. So they'll be finding out where the suspect's phone was pinging, or all these type of other intricate investigation things where we don't do what we can do, but they're more trained after their national investigators exam.
Okay, so there's a big difference.
There's a big difference. It goes to 2 different T's.
And also within, obviously, if you join as a PC, we have literally over 3,000 different roles within the Metropolitan Police. So even as a PC, you can go into the forensic unit, you can go on to dogs unit, horses, marine. The list goes on, literally on and on. So even with as a police officer, there are different kind of opportunities for you to get into. I would say about up to 3,000 roles. Yeah.
But for us as PCs, we can do an exam, the National Investigators exam, and then go to be a detective. Whereas the transition from detective to PC is not really something we know about, or doesn't really happen, because that side of work, once you get into it, the horizons, it's changed. It's changed. Yeah.
So do you think in that respect then you've sort of got it better, in the sense that you could go and do detective work if you want?
Yeah.
Plus you have this list of 3,000 roles.
Yeah.
There's so many roles that people don't know.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And does this kind of go over, I guess, different areas? So could someone maybe work as a police officer in an airport, for example, someone else in just
Yeah.
all different kind of.
I've got friends in airports. I've got friends that work within prisons, as intelligence officers. I've got friends that do covert, so you never see them or they never post online. I've got friends everywhere in terms of the fact that there's so many different roles that aren't advertised, aren't glorified, aren't getting a time of day. It's just the uniform. As soon as people see the uniform, they're like, police officer. But other than that, there's people that deal with our social media.
So it could be a case of, someone's walking, with their uniform on, but they're not necessarily doing the role that you think is being done.
Yeah.
They could be, like you said, being covert. This is a term that I hadn't actually heard of. So
Yeah.
so that's really cool. And then, I guess what made you want to become a PC or a PSO?
Yeah, so we went over it. So I think for us, everyone has their own individual kind of aspirations of why you wanted to become a police officer. Some people who are generational police officers, so their granddad's a police officer, their dad was a police officer, or their mum's. So it kind of automatically falls into they wanted to be a police officer. For me, it's a different reason. Hopefully my children might follow in my footsteps, they might not, but everyone has different aspirations. Some people only want to kind of join the police because it's a uniform, they like wearing uniform, or I don't know, kind of the jobs some people only focus on when they join the police. They only want to go into firearms, and that is their ambition, is just to go into firearms. And so everyone has different kind of aspirations of why they want to join the police.
Yeah, brilliant stuff. Anything to add to that, Caleb?
I mean, I didn't want to believe. I never in life thought I was going to be a police officer. I never thought I'd be here wearing uniform. It was a funny conversation with family when I told them. I mean, none of us ever looked at me being a police officer. In school, I wasn't the greatest kid. I'm a kinetic learner. I was walking around and talking to people, but somehow I learnt legislation just enough to pass the exams, and I'm here. And the nicest thing about it is I can now pass that on to someone else and explain to them, you don't need to be a typical A-star student. You can be a police officer through IPPLDIP and other pathways which show that it's more of a vocation rather than an academic course.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. We're all so different. We have different strengths in different places.
Yeah.
So for example, I went to uni and studied languages, which
Oh.
has very little to do with what I do now. But could I have done this without a degree? Yeah, I could have. So the pathways for all of us are just so different, and I think that's what's so brilliant about all these sessions today.
Yeah.
But also, 3,000 roles in the police
It's a
force is
joke.
just incredible.
So many.
So,
And it's still creating more based on public demand.
yeah, and there's absolutely something for everyone. Is
Definitely, there's something for everyone. Yeah.
Absolutely, and we do, I think, have this lovely presentation
Yep.
just
Yeah.
going up on the screen. So we are going to go through a couple of these slides. Who would like to start?
All right, the starting salary, I've got the mic. Starting salary of between 31,500 on the Met Officer Gateway program and 33,500 for all other routes. You'll get 22 days paid annual leave, rising to 30 days a year depending on your length of service. This is on top of public holidays, on average 2 rest days a week. On and off duty, you'll be entitled to free travel on London Underground and buses, plus heavily discounted rail travel up to 70 miles from central London. You can travel to Folkestone for free, or serious. Flexible working opportunities include part-time, compressed hours, and job shares to work around you once you finish your probation period. We have a lot of officers that are mothers or single parents, so we do flexible shift patterns where they work 2 days a week, but they make up the hours somewhere else. Things that people don't know. Met Baby provides enhanced support for expectant and new parents, offering advice on pregnancy, maternity, adoption, and shared parental leave. Access to Blue Light Card, providing discounts at a variety of places, including restaurants, high street shops, and days out. KFC's 20% off. I mean, that's that's enough for me. Nando's, it's amazing. You'll automatically become a member of the Police Pension Scheme 2015, which you and the Met will contribute to. So we have a great pension. I hear a lot of older people talking about it. I don't need to worry about it. I'm young. Dedicated staff support associations who represent and support the needs and beliefs of other members. So we have many, like the Black Police Association, the Sikh Police Association, the Polish Police Association, Jewish, so there could be religion, or it could be just a special group of officers which look out for the welfare of those officers. access to a range of health and wellbeing support, including free fast-track physio. Development and mentoring schemes. So the development is the career development leads that are currently in our job who thrive on making sure that we get the best out of our careers. So this is the entry pathways. There's 4 of them. I'll just talk about Met Officer Gateway. So it's a 30-week, it's a academic course. So you do Monday to Friday within an institute. So it'll be Colindale Police Station or it'll be Sidcup. And you're learning about communication, you're learning about welfare and how to talk to witnesses and victims and suspects, how to take statements, your basic policing roles, of which then enable you to go to do the police constable degree apprenticeship. So that's more for people that haven't actually got the qualifications that they need to get into. And it's awards you 2 A-levels, and you also get paid whilst doing it, which is starting off at 31.5 grand. Normally jobs don't pay you until you actually fully start.
Yeah,
This is getting paid during training. So the 30 weeks is 7 months, and also on top of that, the eligibility, you have to be a British citizen, indefinite leave to remain, and also EU settled status. You have to have lived continuously in the UK for 3 years prior to joining. The PCDA, Police Constable Degree Apprenticeship, is a 3-year degree. That is more vocational because you're obviously mixing it as an apprenticeship. You're working practical and you're also doing classroom-based stuff. You've learned everything there is to learn about policing. I mean, for me, I can't sit down and listen to people. I have to do the job. Once I've learned the legislation, I have to utilise that. So it's not something I could have done. However, you study at Anglia Ruskin University, University of East London, University of West London and Brunel University, obviously based on where you want to work in London. And you stay within that cluster and work with the colleagues that you started with in that area. So you stay with everyone, the teacher, throughout the 3-year process. At the end of it, you write a dissertation in regards to what professional policing practice can change and what you can do to help it. It's a very wordy entry route, but I can say you have to be 17 to 57 years old. You have to have GCSE languages, especially English, A to C, or 4 to 9 for the younger people. And yeah, we consider overseas qualifications. We don't have to have just the UK qualifications. There's a site where you can check it and see if it comes up. And the best thing about the PCDA is the degree that you're getting is paid for. You don't end up with a uni debt.
Yeah. That's
So, yeah, so it's fully funded by the Metropolitan Police for the whole 3 years, and you get paid as well while you're doing it. So it's always a bonus where you're getting paid 33,500 and you're getting your degree paid for as well. Yeah. So yeah, a bit of a win-win.
That's great, isn't it? Are all of these pathways, are these all available on a website?
Yep. So it's all on the website, on the Met Police website /careers. It goes through all the kind of processes that you need, qualifications, pretty much everything. Yeah. Possibly no, yeah.
Great stuff. Well, thank you both so much.
No, thank you.
I do believe we've got your colleague Naz coming in there.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
21 years in that. It's amazing. But yeah, thank you both so much for coming in. Thank you for having us. And also, thank you to Heta as well.
Thank you.
London. Over 8.5 million people. Most don't really know us. They just know we're here, helping them sleep at night, keeping them safe, protected, away from the gangs, the drugs, the knives. But for some, for the 160,000 we arrest, they don't sleep so easy. We're the first through the door, catching the thieves, the muggers, the murderers. It can be the hardest job in London. But ask any of us why we do it, and we'll tell you we wouldn't do anything else. Because we're a team, getting it done, dealing with life, death, crime, and its victims. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Each one different to the next. It's why we can't wait for our shift to start, and sometimes end. But knowing you're doing good, stopping others do bad, makes you feel proud. Taking care of family, friends, neighbours, London. It's the greatest reason in the world. Do something real. Become a police officer in London's Met. Search Met Police Careers.
Hello and welcome back to Pathways with the Police. I am here with the very wonderful Naz, who we just met moments ago, and she's going to be telling us a little bit about her experience working with the Met Police. So welcome, Naz. Would you like to start off by telling us a little bit about your role?
Sure. My name is Naz. I'm one of the police community support officer. I've been in the job for 21 years. I love my job. And when I've joined for Westminster Borough. I'm now based at Ilford Police Station for Ilford Town Safe and Able team.
But what would a typical day look like?
Typical day, for example, if there was a crime scene, then you might be stuck in the crime scene for hours and hours, just standing there, making sure that no one could pass through the cordon, talking to members of the public. But with me, I like to do a real job out there, reduce the crime, fight the crimes, and help the members of the public.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yes.
Really great.
And statement, I'm not good at statement. I hate statements. No, not statement, no. No, I can't. No, I can't, because statement is important. It's partial of the evidence, isn't it? So it's really important. I can't escape it. Exactly. Yes, that's right.
Statements, you enjoy the variety.
Enjoy everything.
of the job, I guess.
Everything.
And what would you say to someone who might be considering a job working for the Met?
I'll say to people, this is a brilliant job. Honestly, this is a brilliant job. It's a secure job. It's a government job with a high good earning salary. It's also a job where you can do flexible shift pattern. You can do compressed hours. You can do part-time. And the job is there to look after you and look after your needs and look after your requirements. This job, you benefit a lot out of it. For example, last couple of years ago, we had COVID. I was not in loss because I was still in the job. I was still getting paid. My financial managed well, and also my children, they were not out of loss of education because we were the key workers. So we benefit quite a lot from this job. And I'll say to people, if you're young and you want challenging, you want rewarding, you want to make a difference in the community, join this job. This is the job for you.
Yeah. And we were just talking to Hessel and also to Elon about the variety of the roles, the 3,000 different roles that you could have. How would you say that your job is different to what both of those guys do?
Right, my job, because I'm a police community support officer, basically supporting the community, engaging with the community, build their trust, build their confidence, and also engage with them in different ways. So my job is non-confrontation job. It's just the same as a common law jobs where people get detained. But I still, with my job, I still do, I do youth engagement. We do multi-faith places, engage with the leaders, community leaders. I do also a lot of crime prevention stalls, crime prevention talk. Also do talks to elderly people, go to care home, residence home as well, provide all my safety talks in there. We also visit primary, secondary schools. So my job, I mean, I could sit here and spend hours about my job. My job is never endless. It's just so exciting. I look forward to come to work every day, and I'm passionate about my job.
That's great, and it obviously shows.
Even though,
you don't feel the energy,
no,
the passion.
I mean, energy, it boosts itself because when you're doing something, honestly, I do 10 hours job, 10 hours a day. My shift is 10 hours a day, but I never get the time to look at my watch. I have got watch on, but I just don't get time to look at my watch because I'm so busy, and it's so exciting. In this job, you're actually learning something every day. You're gaining experience, knowledge, and also sharing this within your team. You're learning something new and also educating yourself, and this is a job for you where you can see a bright future. So if I wanted to go for a police officer job, I could. From there, I could take further promotions, but I decided to stay in this job because I love communicating with engagement and also bring up my all my knowledge and skills, share that with the community. Community is important in my life.
Yeah, of course, and I feel like you're making such an impact on the community. You know, when you were talking about the talks that you do, the presentations you do, you're obviously out with the community, quite a lot.
I am at the moment. For example, we've got violence against women going on at the moment. So on that, I do a lot of work where I do evening shifts where I will gather a lot of local residents or vulnerable victims or vulnerable people. When I say violence against women, it's not just about women. Against men as well. So, but I'll get a lot of people coming in the evening. We'll go and identify hotspots areas and find out how we can help these people to be safe where they live and where they work. So that could be like poor street lighting. It could be the CCTV, all other things. Yeah. But with my job, I've dealt also with a lot of antisocial behaviour, drugs, shoplifters, people who was wanted, and it's exciting, honestly.
Yeah, exciting is one word for it. Terrifying might be another.
I'm not To be honest, I'm not scared. I'm not afraid. I'm a brave officer and I'm a very hard-working officer. And I've got backup. My backup is my Metropolitan Police, all my colleagues. One button, my colleagues will come run to me. And I know I'm safe. And before that, you have to think about your safety and other safety as well. So we've been trained for all that. So it's not something like I see a group of 6 boys and I'm going to jump onto them. No, I'll ask for backup, CCTV monitored, get everything ready, then I'll go.
Yes, brilliant stuff. And one final question for you. What has been your most memorable experience working for the Mets?
A memorable experience is where I've gained to borough commander commendation from the borough, where I've saved a 2-year-old child's life by doing CPR on my own when I was on duty. And there's another one is where I saved a lady's life. She was an 82-year-old woman who actually collapsed and unconscious in Ilford High Road. And there's so many other memorable things, and I've got loads of appreciation letters from members of public. I'm here for the community. Community needs me, and I'm here to make the London safer, a place to live and work.
That's so wonderful. That's 2 extremely memorable experiences for you, that you've actually saved lives. I've
Yes.
actually got goosebumps in the studio just talking to you. This is incredible. Do you have any advice for someone who would like to get into the police? In maybe 3 words.
I would say to them, professional, highly educated, government, secure job, and also Met provides and looks after and supports you for the rest of your life. You and your family will benefit. My husband is in the job and he's a detective sergeant. I would also like my children to join. If I could, I'd get whole world to join the police job, because we're here to reduce crime, make everyone happy.
Brilliant stuff. Well, thank you so much for joining me now.
Thank you very much as well.
If I wasn't a presenter, I would do this.
You could still apply for the job. There's nothing stopping you. Yes, of course. But thank you very much for everyone as well. Thank you.